तो question is, why do the stars twinkle? The stars twinkle due to atmospheric refraction. As the stars are far away from us, they appear as point source of light. Light coming from those point sources, suffer multiple refraction after passing through the various layers of the atmosphere. After passing through the various layers of the atmosphere. After passing through the various layers of the atmosphere. Followed. As a result of this, the intensity of light falling on the eyes of the observer, continuously changes. Which gives the twinkling effect. Followed. This much is the answer. If you see, this is a distant star. Due to its large distance, it appears as a point source. It is very big actually, but due to its larger distance, it appears as a point source. So the rays which are traveling through the various layers of the atmosphere, they suffer multiple refractions. Sometimes it bends towards the normal, sometimes away from the normal, because the density of the atmosphere is changing continuously. Okay, and the intensity of light which is falling on the eyes of the observer, it is also changing. If you take a torch light from certain distance, you start setting it from certain distance. So it seems as if it is twinkling. Or you are standing on the roof of your house, there is a burning candle. You observe that burning candle, it does not twinkle. You observe it very close to it. So if you observe that, it does not twinkle. But whenever you go some distance away from your house and start observing that burning candle, you can observe that candle is now twinkling. Why is it so? Because when you are closer to the candle, you are standing on the roof of your house, more light was falling on your eyes, and the twinkling effect was not distinguished properly. Whenever you are observing the candle from a long distance, now the intensity of light which is falling on your eyes is less. Now it appears as a point source. But from the roof, when you are standing on the roof, it was behaving like a white source. But when you observe it from certain distance away, it appears as a point source. So the availability of light is less. The variation can be clearly distinguished. But when the availability of light is more, the variation cannot be distinguished. You take the case of the sun. Case of the sun. The sun is a star. It does not twinkle because it is very close to our earth. So it appears as a white source of light. More light is coming from the sun and falling on our eyes. Though there is multiple refraction in the atmosphere, the twinkling effect is not clearly distinguished because of the presence of more light. When availability of light is less, the distinction can be clearly found out. Isn't so? Suppose you are having less money in your wallet. So you can have the idea that how much money you are having. If someone takes a note, then you can know. But if you are having huge money in a suitcase, you least bother, someone will take one note. There is no harm because it won't cause any harm on the property. You seem as if nothing has been stolen. So that doesn't have any impact on the money. Similarly, whenever the availability of light is less, the variation can be clearly distinguished. When the availability of light is more, the variation cannot be distinguished. That is why the twinkling effect is felt in case of the stars. Okay? Next is dispersion. Next question may be from dispersion. What do you mean by dispersion of light? What is the cause of dispersion? Or which color is deviated least? Which color is deviated most? So dispersion, the splitting of a polychromatic light into its constituent colors after passing through a dispersing medium is called dispersion. The dispersing medium may be a prism, may be water droplet, may be soap bubble, may be oil film. They act as dispersing medium. So you don't write prism. Some students write the splitting of a polychromatic light into its constituent colors after passing through a prism. It may not be a prism. So you write the splitting of a polychromatic light into its constituent colors after passing through a dispersing medium. What is the cause of dispersion? Different colors present in a polychromatic light, they have different wavelengths. The color which has longer wavelength, it deviates minimum. And the color which has smaller wavelength, it deviates maximum. Okay? More the wavelength, smaller is the deviation. So if you take the case of a polychromatic light, maybe sunlight, you may take polychromatic light, it contains more than one color. Monochromatic light, it contains only one color. You take the laser beam, so it is a monochromatic light. If any laser beam is allowed to pass through a prism, it won't split, rather it is bent. It is bent. Because it contains only one color, how does it split? Okay. So suppose we take a prism. The ray, this is a white light, this is white light, that is sunlight, and it contains 7 colors. So among those 7 colors, the red has longest wavelength. So it was coming along this path, now it is bent. It is further bent because the medium is changed from air to glass, second glass to air. When it enters from air to glass, it bends towards the normal. This was the path. Now it bends towards the normal. 10A na?
Yes, sir.
That's
सर
it.
इसमें कॉपी सबमिट करना है.
You don't want to take the class?
No सर, वो बाहर जाना था आज के लिए.
Okay. Physics copy.
Yes sir, physics and all practicals.
Now, red has longest wavelength, so it is bent least. It is bent least. So it is at the top. And next comes
Thank you sir.
the other colors. The 7 colors are bent like this. So violet has minimum wavelength, so it is bent maximum. It is at the last, red is at the top. So V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. So they are deviated at different angles, and we get a band of colors called spectrum. Is that clear? Now, why some colors are bent maximum, why some are bent less? Because the bending depends upon wavelength. More the wavelength, less is the bending. And one more question is also added. Which color is deviated maximum? Violet is deviated maximum. The reason its wavelength is minimum. And red is deviated minimum. Is that clear? One more question which can be based upon this. If we take two prisms, one is kept in erect position and the other is kept in inverted position, then what will happen to the light? So this is a prism which is kept in erect position, and this is a polychromatic light. You may take white light, and these are the different colors which split. Now we take another prism and keep the prism in the inverted position. Now these colors which are splitted, they are again bent upward. You know, in a prism the rays are bent towards the base. In the second prism the base is at the top. So they are now reunited. And again you are getting the white color. If you observe the combination of these two prisms, you can find that the combination look like a glass lamp. So in this combination, the rays are not splitted, rather the ray is displaced laterally. This is the incident ray, this is the incident ray, and this is the emergent ray. Incident ray and this is the emergent ray. So the first prism, which is kept in erect position, splits the white light into its constituent colors, and the prism kept in inverted position reunite them again into white color. So no dispersion takes place over there. Is that clear? It is also asked in the exam. Sometimes one more question is asked, explain why no dispersion takes place through a glass slab. Explain why no dispersion takes place through a glass slab. A glass slab acts as the combination of two prisms. One is placed in the erect position and the other in inverted position. The prism kept in erect position splits the light into constituent colors, whereas the prism kept in inverted position reunite them again into white color. That is why no dispersion is observed. Is that clear? One more question from this chapter may be, give an example of a natural phenomenon based upon dispersion of light. The formation of rainbow. Explain how rainbow is formed. Rainbow is formed due to dispersion of light through the water droplets present in the atmosphere. During rain or just after rain, tiny droplets of water are found suspended in the air. These droplets, they act as dispersive medium and split the sunlight into constituent colors. If we draw the magnified form of a droplet, droplets are very small in size. For clear understanding, I have drawn one magnified form of this droplet. The sunlight enters from air to water droplet, that means rarer medium to denser medium. It bends, it suffers refraction. Now it enters from droplet to air, denser medium to rarer medium. There is a special case in refraction called total internal reflection. When the light enters from a denser medium to a rarer medium and the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then the rays return back to the same medium instead of being refracted. So here, when the light is entering from glass to air, the angle of incidence becomes greater than the critical angle and the rays return back to the same medium. And again from this water to air. So if I consider total internal reflection, I am telling that. If this is R is bent least and this is violet, other colors in between. This is the position of the eye of the observer. The rays follow the eyes of the observer. So the person can observe the 7 colors. Spectrum is obtained. Is that clear? So, One more question is, the rainbow is in the shape of a bow, curved shape. Why is it so? Rainbow, it is in the shape of a bow, curved. It is due to the fact that whenever the observer looks at a particular region, large number of droplets are there in that region, and the person is observing those droplets. So those droplets, they are making certain angle at the eyes of the observer. That is a solid angle. Solid angle, it is a 3D figure, not plane angle. Plane angle, two lines meet, theta. But solid angle, when planes meet. Okay, if you take the case of a paper, fold it in the shape of a cone. Whenever you are purchasing the groundnut or nuts from the market, the seller, it provides you in the shape of a conical paper. Okay, so if you observe that, it looks like a cone. That is a cone. So the planes join to form this cone, and this is the solid angle. So due to the solid angle formed at the eyes of the observer, in the sky, so it looks like a curve. This region looks like a curve. So it is in the bow shape. Is that clear? Even you fill your mouth with water and stand outside your room, and you start spraying the water. You throw the water in the form of a spray like this. मुंह में पानी भर ले, ऐसे करते हैं. So you are getting the droplets. On the droplets also, whenever the sunlight falls, you can get a rainbow is seen in the shape of a curve, in the shape of a bow. Why? You are looking at that region. Large number of droplets are there. They all are making some angle at your eyes. So it gives one 3D figure. The solid angle formed at your eyes can give you that bow shape. Is that clear? So these are some of the questions based upon dispersion. One more concept is scattering. Scattering, whenever light falls on the very small particles like water droplets, air particles, particulates, then what happens? They have a tendency to absorb the light and re-emit the light in all possible directions. So the intensity of light which is traveling in the forward direction, it decreases. So whenever light falls at some other place, its intensity is less. And light travels further and further. A time will come when there will be no intensity, no light reaches there, and the source won't be seen to that person. So what we can say? Light is scattered on the way. This is called scattering of light. That means on the way light is absorbed by those small particles. And the amount of light which is traveling in the forward direction is decreased. And those particles, those who had absorbed the light, now they are re-emitting the light at that place. But the amount of light which is traveling in the forward direction is gradually decreased, and ultimately no light will be left. So that is called scattering. Okay, some stars are there, but we are unable to see them because their light is not reaching the earth. On the way they are scattered. Is that clear? So the color which has longer wavelength, it scatters minimum, and the color which has smaller wavelength, it scatters maximum. So during the sunrise and sunset, the sun appears reddish, because during sunrise and sunset, the distance of the sun is maximum from the earth. Sunlight has to cover longest distance in the morning and afternoon as compared to other parts of the day. So the colors having smaller wavelength, they are scattered on the way. Red has longest wavelength, so red suffers minimum scattering, and ultimately some red light is left, and that falls on the eyes of the observer. That is why the sun appears reddish during sunrise and sunset. The sky appears blue due to scattering of light, because the light, sunlight is scattered by the very small particles present in the atmosphere. So, violet color is scattered maximum. The maximum violet light is falling on our eyes from the surrounding. But our response, the response of our eyes for the violet color is less. So, we don't respond to violet color. Next comes indigo. So, the sky should appear indigo, but our response for indigo is also less. Next comes blue. So, our response for blue light is more. Though blue color is scattered in the third position. So, our response for blue color is more. That is why we respond to blue color. And the surrounding sky appears blue to us. Okay? It is also due to scattering of light. The sky appears dark. The surrounding sky appear dark to the astronauts in the outer space. Because in the outer space there is no air, nothing to scatter the light. As no scattered light falls on the eyes of the astronauts, the surrounding appear dark to them. Clear? So these are some of the conceptual questions which are asked from that chapter: scattering, dispersion. Isn't so? Huh?